Hi, this is Joe Serta, President of NAIFA Indiana, welcoming you to the February edition of NAIFA Indiana This Month, your video newsletter. As most of you know, this is the political season. New office holders have been sworn in, a new president has been inaugurated, and the Indiana General Assembly is in its long session. This will be a very challenging session with COVID protocols limiting meetings and most of the attention focused on the two-year budget. But that is not to say other issues aren't getting attention. An Indianapolis Star investigation and highly publicized problems caring for nursing home patients with COVID has made long-term care and long-term care insurance key topics. Several long-term care insurance bills are making their ways through both houses. NAIFA is monitoring their progress as well as a number of other bills affecting our industry. While we normally meet with legislators and policymakers during Al Sear Day on the Hill, COVID forced us to alter that as well. Instead of meeting in person at the State House, we will be holding a series of virtual meetings with key leaders. The first one was held January 15th with Indiana Insurance Commissioner Stephen Robertson. It was a very thought-provoking session. For those who couldn't attend, here are some highlights.
The Indiana Department has continued to operate, I think, as efficiently as possible during this pandemic. We've been open every day, many of our people working at home, and that's turned out to be better than what one would imagine. The first question is, what should insurance agents know about the recently passed cybersecurity law and obligations they have under the law? The Office of the Attorney General Consumer Protection Unit filed a proposed rule in Indiana that seemed to conflict and overlap with the data security law that was enacted in the last session under HEA 1372, which is the Department of Insurance's jurisdiction. The governor's office disapproved the proposed rule of the AG in 2020. The Attorney General's office filed a revised rule, but the department still had concerns with overlapping jurisdictions. The governor's office disapproved the proposed rule on January 8th, 2021. The department is now able to continue planning and rulemaking process for implementation of requirements for data security of insurance entities in Indiana. We will be welcoming comments and suggestions from stakeholders, including NAIFA, so please let us know if you have any special comments for us to consider while we're implementing the required process in Indiana. I'm being asked my thoughts on the NAIC stability and annuity transaction model regulation. Arizona, New York, Michigan, Arkansas, and Iowa have adopted this common sense consumer protection policy for guaranteed life income requirement annuities. It's kind of a complicated question, but I think it introduces an additional level of transparency to the process. The NAIC, in collaboration with many industry and consumer groups, has developed an approach that appears will serve the public well. There were some complicated proposals around requirements that the agents be aware of every possible investment vehicle, be it CD, interest rates, security returns, other companies, and a variety of investments. The approach the NAIC has developed is one that can be followed by the agents, is not overly burdensome on the industry, and does meet the needs of the consumer. However, we're going to continue to review it and to see if there are additional protections or different tweaks that we need to make. As it seems options for Hoosiers in long-term care partnership program have been going down in recent years with companies leaving the program. What can Indiana do to encourage companies to participate in this important program and provide options to Indiana consumer? The department has started rulemaking to reduce the dollar-for-dollar inflation factor percentage from 5% to 3%. Hopefully that incentivizes companies to file new products and increase LTC products. If Indiana were to move from the Indiana Partnership to the Deficit Reduction Act, the main concern is making sure existing policies in Indiana are grandfathered under any changes to ensure those existing policies would not lose their total asset protection. And I think that we're well over 33,000 policyholders. And as you can tell, if something was drastic and they lost that asset protection, there would be a large hue and outcry. And we do not want that to happen. Whether we move to the Deficit Reduction Act language is entirely up to the legislature. Our concern, as I said, is to protect those existing policyholders. If the legislature deems it appropriate, obviously they have the ability to do so, and we will comply with it, obviously, and implement what needs to be done. I would like to go into a couple things. One is to make you aware of the Special Executive Committee on Race and Insurance that was formed in July 2020. There are 5 work streams. These areas are serious and they need to be addressed. There's going to be recommendations. We have been obviously participating in these. What exactly is going to come out, I don't know yet. There are some drafts of recommendations that are not public. I can tell you that while I agree that this needs to be reviewed and looked at, and it's a very serious issue, I have tried to remind our colleagues, my colleagues, to stay in our lane, insurance lane, that we cannot try to reach out and address issues for real estate agents and different lines, that we are not the group. Each group has to look at their own selves. And so let's be realistic on what we can do and what our authority is, and not try to go into areas that are outside our lane. I think for the most part, that's going to happen. But as you can imagine, with 50 states and 6 other jurisdictions, there's 56 people, and sometimes the recommendations and thoughts can vary greatly. The second we're on is the Long-Term Care Insurance Task Force. And as most of you know, they're trying to develop a consistent national approach for reviewing LTC rates that result in actuarially appropriate increases being granted by the states in a timely manner and eliminates cross-state rate subsidization. Sounds simple, but very complex. One, the cross-rate subsidization issue is something that I have discussed with my colleagues and told them that I'm not sure this has actually occurred. One has to remember that insurance companies, for the most part, on long-term care, when they introduced a product, the premium was the same no matter where you live. Now, what we found is long-term care costs vary greatly. Costs in Connecticut are much more than what the costs are in Texas. The question I've always asked is, when did this cross-state rate subsidization occur? At the very beginning, or now, or when? And there are proponents that believe that we should grant rate increases, whatever the companies want. I am not one of those proponents, as most of you know. I do have a background in long-term care insurance. We do an in-depth review of every filing. There are many things we look at. I think we do one of the most extensive and the best job of reviewing rate requests in the United States. And some rough projections are that in the 10 years that I've been doing this, we've saved consumers in long-term care about $250 million. That money stayed in this state and they could spend it the way they wanted to. We just got our new committee assignment, and I'm a member of the Property and Casualty Insurance C Committee. They have denied me membership on the Financial Conditions E Committee. That may be due to the fact that I have a tendency to raise my voice and objection on things that I don't think are correct, and have been reasonably successful in defeating them. And so that one's countergrain to you, as you can imagine, to the Get Along gang at the NAIC. So they try to eliminate dissenting voices. I will continue to be a dissenting voice on issues out of a committee, whether I'm on it or not. Our points will be made. So we're going to be active at the NAIC, but I think also being active at the NAIC means that you have to have gumption to be able to stand up and state things that you think are right or things that are wrong. But I want to assure you that this department will continue to be active and making comments when appropriate, defending the industry, defending consumers, and we will always try to do the right thing and seek input for the industry and consumers when appropriate.
Don't miss our next virtual day on the Hill, February 5th at 11 a.m., when we will be talking with Chair of the Senate Insurance and Financial Institutions Committee, Senator Andy Zay. Go to NAIFAindiana.org to register. With February comes Valentine's Day, when most people's thoughts turn to love. Well, you're going to love NAIFA's member benefit for February. This month, life happens. NAIFA's not-for-profit that provides marketing materials to its members is making available a campaign titled Ensure Your Love. We are fortunate today to be joined by Christy Duncan, Content Strategy Director for Life Happens, who will explain the campaign.
So what does love have to do with life insurance? Well, each person has a unique reason for getting life insurance, but those reasons can really be distilled into one. They love someone and want to make sure they are protected financially. That's why we call life insurance love insurance. And we launch Insure Your Love in February during the month of love. But all of these resources that we're going to share with you today are evergreen. So it's a campaign that can be used all year long. And this year's theme is life insurance, a simple act of love. We created the theme that really focuses on appreciating all the little things we do and those everyday moments that shape our lives and give it meaning. So, those simple acts of love, one followed by another, that over time create a better future. And here's a look at some of our resources. Our campaign resources show that getting life insurance is like that too. It's a simple act people can take today to ensure loved ones are protected financially tomorrow. So, among the resources you can access immediately are a suite of social media graphics and animations, pre-written calendars of social media posts that you can use as is or modify to meet your needs, which Devin will talk about in a little bit, and an array of life insurance flyers and email templates with this theme to target varying demographics, as well as a variety of videos that range from lighthearted to impactful, just like this one that you're seeing on your screen. We have others as well to share with you. And so, how do you get to all of these amazing resources? Well, you can log in to your Life Happens Pro account and browse all 80 plus Insure Your Love resources at lifehappenspro.org/insure your love. Please go into the Insure Your Love landing page. You can do it now to make sure you can log in, and you can bookmark the page because it will be your command center for all things Insure Your Love, and all of our resources are linked here. And after you browse those resources, you can check out the marketing tips that will make your campaign even more successful. So that is linked as well in the landing page. And the marketing guide really gives you tips that will help you leverage the Life Happens marketing resources during your campaign. Something that we're really excited to share with you this year is our most popular video and related brochure got a major upgrade to better educate people on the basics of why they need life insurance. So we have this Life Insurance 101 video and brochure as part of Insure Your Love that you can use now and throughout 2021. Let's take a look at it right now.
What is life insurance? Well, it's actually a simple answer to a difficult question. From parents to empty nesters, single people to retirees, almost everyone has someone who depends on them. So ask yourself, would my loved ones struggle financially if I weren't here? If the answer is yes, then you likely need life insurance. It pays cash to your loved ones if you die. They can use it for anything, from funeral costs to bills, daily living expenses to future dreams like college or retirement. It can be customized to your needs and may be cheaper than you think. A healthy 30-year-old can potentially get $250,000 of coverage for around $13 a month. Not only is it affordable, it's easier to get than ever before. Life insurance is so important because it ensures your loved ones would be okay financially if something happened to you. And remember, the best time to get life insurance is right now.
That is our new Life Insurance 101 video. And just to let you know, we did refresh that with collage animation. So there's a new type of animation there that we really have found engaging with our consumers and with our audience on social media. So we're really excited to get that out to market to you guys as well. And now I'll pass it over to our social media manager, Devin Pasco. She'll share social media marketing tips for your campaign, including how to share this video on your social media channels.
Thanks so much, Christy, and hi, everyone. So you just got a chance to watch the video, and I just wanted to go over where you can find the video and how to share it to your channels. So you can share it right from lifehappens.org. It's going to be the first thing you see on our homepage right now, and that's a great way to link to it. You can also share it from YouTube. Just search for Life Happens, Life Insurance 101 in the search bar, and you'll find it there. And then, of course, you can also find it as a resource on Life Happens Pro, and that's where you'll find our suggested caption copy to go with it. So with that said, let's just dive right into our social media tips to help you get great engagement during Insure Your Love. As a reminder, lifehappenspro.org/ensureyourlove is going to be your mission control for all of the resources. And here's just a quick glance at what it looks like. The sections are broken down in a lot of different ways so you can easily find the resources that work for you. I just encourage you to take a look through there and kind of pick and choose what you need. For social media, we're going to focus our time on the calendars, the social media graphics, videos, and the 101 video. Our number one resource is pretty much always our social media calendar for each month, and we totally understand why. It can be very challenging to create fresh content every month, day after day. So February's calendar is already live on Life Happens Pro right now. It's been up for a little while, and I just encourage you to go ahead and download the calendar now, and you can start scheduling your content in advance and just feel really prepared for when Ensure Your Love starts on February 1st. All of the content in these calendars is completely customizable and you can modify it to fit your needs. You can just copy and paste the messages directly into your social media channels and download the images to your computer. Or you can schedule in your Life Happens Pro account. It's kind of up to you how you want to do it, but these PDFs are very flexible. Our Ensure Your Love hashtag is the thing we'd like you to use during all of your communications during Ensure Your Love on social media. We use it all during the month of February. And it just really is a great way to stay part of the conversation. We are able to track and engage when you use the hashtag. And it also helps you kind of be seen as a leader and part of this bigger campaign. And I did want to share as well, we haven't formally announced it yet, but save the date for our Ensure Your Love Twitter chat. It's going to be on February 11th at 1 p.m. Eastern time. We'll have the questions and all of the details and information ready probably next week, and you can find it on our blog. So just take a look out for that. And of course, you'll be getting an email with all of that to remind you. But again, it's going to be February 11th. We really just see such great results when we all come together. We had a really great discussion during Liam in September during that Twitter chat. So really just hope you all can join us, and we're looking forward to that. So let's take a look at some of our new social media resources and the themes there. So our core theme for Ensure Your Love is a simple act of love, and that includes several new illustrated graphics that show how life insurance is a simple way to show your loved ones how you feel about them. We also have continued to make new life hints. Those are some of our most engaging social posts on our Life Happens brand channels. But for this campaign, we've completely revamped them with a new look and feel. You can see those in the middle there. And then we also have new life insurance animated videos that can give a little variety to your social media content. And just a little tip, these can also be found in the February calendar, and that's where you can download them to use natively on your channels. I wanted to draw your attention to these two new animated videos that also speak to how a small act can affect your future in a big way. These are sized vertically to be mobile first so that they take up more digital real estate as people scroll through their phones looking at social media. We already watched the first video earlier with Christy, but let's just take a second look at the second one here in green. So I wanted to remind everyone where you can find the captions for each post in your Life Happens Pro account. Every single social media graphic has a caption that we've already thought about and written, and it's baked right into the platform. So that really can take some of the heavy lifting off of what you need to do for social media. They are in the calendars, of course, but let's just say that you wanted to post this graphic on any given day, unrelated to the calendar. So you can find it anytime. You just click on the graphic. You'll see the icons for each social media platform here at the bottom. I circled those on the left. So you'll just click on whichever icon correlates to the channel that you would like to post to. And on the next screen, you'll see the caption generate automatically in the box. So circled in that right image, that's where the caption will be. So you can make edits to that caption, or you can just schedule, publish, copy, paste, however you operate is totally fine. But just wanted to remind you that you can find them anytime, whether or not you've got that calendar in front of you. And just one more thing here to remember, it can be challenging to get, all the specs right for every channel. It seems like every platform has its own special things that it needs. So we have kind of taken some of that guesswork away, and we've resized the majority of our square graphics that you would use for Facebook and Instagram. We've also made them in this more horizontal format so that you can use them for Twitter and LinkedIn. So that's why there are 4 different versions in Life Happens Pro. When you look in there, you're going to see 2 square, 2 horizontal, 1 with our logo, and 1 unbranded. Just remember that while the calendar only has that 1 version in there, you can go into Life Happens Pro anytime and pick the one that you would like to use that best fits your needs. And that's really all I have for social media. I'm going to pass it back to Christy to close us out here.
Thank you so much, Devin, for giving that tour of the Ensure Your Love social media resources. They all look great. I'm really excited to see those graphics out on all of your channels, on your social channels, so that we can see that and track that with the Ensure Your Love hashtag. And I just want to mention again to really make sure you take advantage of using the Ensure Your Love hashtag in your social media captions, because we just see enormous chatter around that hashtag. Last year when we tracked it, it was one of the top hashtags right behind Liam. So definitely use it in your social posts during the month of February. And you can even use it afterwards as well. But also I wanted to share a little bit about content personalization, which you see on your screen. This visual really just shows what we mean when we talk about personalizing your resources. So personalization is only available through the Life Happens Pro Plus and Premium accounts, but this is what it would look like. You can see a personalization toggle, and you can actually include in the back end your information, and it can come up on the graphic for you to download. And then just to note also, premium account holders get unbranded versions of the graphics to personalize. So that is one of the differences with that premium account holder. We do make this content, all of this content for you. So we really hope you love it for this campaign. And if you have any support related questions, if you have any questions about logging into Life Happens Pro, or you need a login or would like to upgrade, you can contact support@lifehappens.org, and they can address any needs there. Lastly, if you haven't followed us on social yet, please do. It's another way you can engage with us and really see what we're doing on our social feeds and our campaigns. So thank you for joining us today, and we look forward to working with you in 2021, starting with this Ensure Your Love campaign in February.
Thank you, Christy. Life Happens is just one of the many benefits that come with your NAIFA membership. While NAIFA is the largest and most effective advocacy group in the financial services industry, NAIFA offers many other benefits aimed at making their members successful. Life Happens is just one of them. Another benefit of NAIFA membership is learning from your fellow members. The pandemic has seriously limited our ability to gather, but a few of our top producers have agreed to share the secrets of their success through this medium. We're now joined by Larry Rickey, a longtime NAIFA member and top-of-the-table producer, with a Cliff's Notes version of a presentation he gave at the $1 Million Roundtable.
Well, thank you all for allowing me to share some tips with you that have helped me get to the top of the table with the $1 Million Roundtable. The title of this presentation today is 10 Tips to the Top. And what I'd like to do is give you my feelings of what I did to help make my journey to the top of the table a little easier. And I think this applies to everyone at this point. Is number one, you need to decide on your target or your objective. You need to set a goal and develop a plan and increase your knowledge. Number two, you need to take advantage and just leverage all opportunities. So as we look at the opportunities around you, be aware of opportunities and take advantage of those. Number three, position yourself for greatness. Observe the greats in our business and follow their lead. And always, always, always do the right thing. Number four, develop relationships and name recognition. Remember, people do business with people they like and trust. You're on stage every day and people watch you and they see what you're doing. And the saying that I've always kept in mind is, what you are speaks so loudly, I cannot hear what you say. Number 5, network and prospect daily. Be involved in your community or your target group and don't try to reinvent the wheel. Ask people for their help and guidance and listen. Listen to what they say. There's a reason God gave us 2 ears and only 1 mouth. Number 6, be creative. Do things differently than your competition. Be different. Be aggressive. Be patient. Be creative in what you're doing. Number 7, keep solutions simple. People don't buy what they don't understand. And show your prospects how the solutions that you're showing them solves their problems. Number 8, provide value added and always say thank you. Deliver more than you promise. Treat everybody with respect and be courteous and prompt. Cell phones are one of the greatest tools that we can use to our advantage. Many times, especially if you're calling a client where you really don't know if they're going to be there, give them a call on the cell phone. Let them know you're going to be running 5 minutes late and ask them if that's a problem. That way you'll know that they're there versus making a trip all the way across town to see somebody that maybe didn't put it down on their calendar that you were meeting them. Number 9, remember Vilfredo Pareto. Now, who's Vilfredo Pareto? He was an Italian economist who died in 1923. But what he did, he was the one that invented the 80-20 theory. And what that 80-20 theory was, is that 20% of your clients provide 80% of your income. So find out who those 20% are and try to call on and cultivate more people in that 20% group. To recap, the tips that we've discussed so far is number 1, decide on your target and your objective. Number 2, take advantage and leverage all opportunities. Number 3, position yourself for greatness. 4, develop relationships and name recognition. 5, network and prospect daily. Number 6, be creative, do things a little differently. Number 7, keep your solutions simple, because remember, people don't buy what they don't understand. Number 8, provide value added and always say thank you. Number 9, remember Vilfredo Pareto and his 80-20 theory. And 10th, and this is the most important, I think, of all, you must make the commitment to work half days. And in our business, I don't care which 12 hours you choose. Happy selling.
Thank you, Larry. That's information our members can use in their businesses today. Now, in a lighter vein, where's the trustee? Take a look at the photos and see if you can guess where Daniel Stallings is. Email your guess to Sandy Gray at the email address on your screen to be entered into a drawing for a gift card. Wow, I think I know where he is, but do you? You can guess the city, but if you can narrow it down to the exact location in the city, you will improve your chances of winning. No one won last month, so your odds are good. Thank you for joining us for the February edition of NAIFA Indiana this month. I look forward to seeing you in person soon, but for now, we're keeping it mostly virtual. Join us for our upcoming events. February 5th at 11 a.m., we'll have our second virtual Day on the Hill with Indiana Senator Andy Zay, Chair of the Senate Insurance and Financial Institutions Committee. February 18th, we'll be hosting our first quarterly 4-hour continuing education session from 8:30 in the morning till 12:30 in the afternoon. March 18th, we'll have another of our monthly 1-hour NAIFA Live CEs at 9 a.m. And on March 25th, we'll be hosting the 3-hour ethics course you need to take every 2 years. All of these are virtual, but some also are available in person. Go to www.naifaindiana.org for more information and to register. Until we can meet in person, Be safe, social distance, and oh yes, remember Valentine's Day is February 14th. But you can show your love every day just by doing this.